Where'd I put it? I swear I just had it. Oh, it's right there. Alright, I'm ready whenever.
Alright. Alright, we're live on both.
Okay.
Let me share.
Hey, shout out Aiden for the nation. Shout out Men's Health. Hey, shout out Mira.
Alright, sorry.
No, you're good. I'm gonna post on our Instagram story.
Alright, let me change the letters actually. Yeah.
Did you change the font yet?
Yeah, I just did it.
Okay. Oh, nice. You're pretty quiet.
I'm quiet again.
Yeah.
Well, that's gonna be a problem. Well, is it any different?
Let's see. Still a few seconds behind. Wait, say something else.
I think it might be louder now. I'm
Okay.
not sure. That's weird. Why it like it all of a sudden it switched. Come on now.
Maybe a little bit.
Uh,
I mean, you're definitely like you're not too quiet. A little bit quieter than I am.
a little bit quieter than you are. All right.
Yeah.
I just turned you down. All right.
Scared of my presence.
A little bit. All right. Let's get started. Why not?
Right.
Actually, wait. Let me share it off a couple more times. I'm ready. All right. Let's go. Let's get started.
Alrighty.
All right. Start in 3, 2, 1. Hello and welcome to the Wise Guys podcast. I'm your host, Brady Fitzgerald, joined as always by my co-host, Chris Hagan.
How you guys doing?
Doing pretty well, Chris. Another good week. Good week for me on the Wise picks, at least.
Good week as a show.
Yeah, it was a solid week as a show. There's some news we'll get to later that dampened my view on the week, but it's all right. But we got a lot to talk about this episode. We had to break down the whole trade deadline, but first, we want to break down our Wise picks. Chris, what happened again this week?
Don't say it like so condescending like that. I'm trying.
I know you're trying.
The Dolphins -3.5 at the Lions ended up turning into a little bit more of a sweat than I expected. I thought that would be a blowout. But the Lions are dead. I was actually surprised that this ended up only being a 4-point game. But this everything about the Lions sucks. Why I picked against them.
Yeah, the Lions. We'll get to them because they made a trade as well today. I don't even see where they're going. They're done for. They're throwing in the towel for this. Like, I know their towel wasn't really out and about, but it's been thrown. Whatever towel's there has been thrown. All right. I went 3-0 again. Not to toot my own horn. A little. So Vikings versus Cardinals. These Vikings, they just keep winning, man. They're sober October's over. I know you're back. I know you're back on the Vikings.
I gotta check what the line is for. Oh wait, they play the Commanders this week.
Oh,
I can't bet on them now.
No, you can't do it now.
It's 3 points, maybe 3.5.
They just keep winning. They got better today. I guess we talked about the two teams that made this trade. So we'll talk about it right now. T.J. Hawkinson from the Lions over to the Vikings in division trade. They get back a second and a fifth, I believe. A fourth. Nope. Yeah, second and a third. So Lions get draft capital. Minnesota gets a good weapon. Finally, it seems like they haven't had a good tight end, and it seems like Irv Smith every year was just like, oh, this is the year.
Yeah, well, since like Kyle Rudolph had like maybe one good year, and then he's just been decent.
Yeah, and ever since
he had that the one catch in the playoffs.
Yeah, against the Saints. Funny enough.
Right, the offensive pass interference, I think I called.
So,
but
what are the Lions doing?
I don't know what. That's what I was about to ask. I have no idea because he's one of like. Talk about building a team. You need young guys that are going to be like your building blocks for the future. I don't know why you trade him, especially when I'm assuming that this team is going to want to draft a quarterback.
Yeah, so now he just has
one of the guys that's going to be one of his best weapons.
And a player who's been playing very well for you and has been ever since he's been drafted. First round pick, I believe.
Yeah, he was.
And you finally get a good return from him. He's a good player, and you trade him away. This type of move just doesn't, especially in the division. Now he's just gonna haunt you for the net, and it's the Lions, so it's for your next 20 miserable years or whatever. Not 20, I guess, but the next. Yeah, but no, like I'm saying that he's gonna be playing against them.
Just for
next 4 years. He's gonna be whooping you every year.
Yep, that's true.
Twice a year. Ridiculous.
He seems like a guy who will fit perfectly with Kirk too.
Yeah, that offense, it all of a sudden now has a great wide receiver. I mean they've had a great wide receiver, had a great running back. Now you have the triplets. You got the tight end in there, and I don't know, Kirk can get him the ball, so it hasn't been slowing him down yet.
This is like an all-in move by the Vikings, I think.
And I think they're worthy of it. 6-1. They have the division theirs to lose, and you're going to make the playoffs. So might as well get better. Try to make some noise.
Mm-hmm.
I like it for the Vikings a lot.
They didn't have to give up too much.
No, a second and a third, not terrible. All right, Cardinals. Call of Duty came out. It was perfect. And funny, I was mentioning Pat Pete, and I forgot he was on the Vikings, and he actually got a pick and did a Call of Duty celebration against Kyler Murray. All right. What's your next? Which one are you gonna go over next, Chris?
The Giants finally.
A week too late.
Game. I know. This one wasn't even close.
When I was watching it too, I was like, oh, this was one of those picks where it's like, oh, we just should have known.
Yeah.
Should have known.
But like at the same time, you never, like we said the same thing about the Falcons last week when I picked them. That like eventually the trend was gonna stop, but wanted to try to get in while we had a chance. But I guess I'm a square. It turns out when you stop Saquon Barkley, the Giants literally can do nothing on offense.
Yeah. Yeah, when you put the ball in Daniel Jones's hands, it's not gonna be pretty. He still hasn't been turning the ball over, which is I guess good for Daniel Jones. But yeah, this they it seemed like the writing was on the wall. I don't know why we should have seen it. The
Mhm.
writing was on the wall for a letdown game, and I was on it. I was with you with the Giants.
Yep.
The Seahawks though, they're gonna be a playoff team.
That's the part of it that I didn't really consider when I made this pick is that Seattle is also on this weird run where they're way outperforming their talent.
They are. It's now
Or maybe they're not, and they're actually a decent team.
They're now week 8. It's
I know.
and we know we talked about Geno ever since the first couple weeks, but he continues to be good each and every week.
Mm-hmm.
It's insane. This type of turnaround is like never happened. I feel
It's
like
unheard of to have a guy who's been this bad his whole career. And it's not like he's been bad for like a couple seasons and switched teams and then became good. It's not like a Tannehill where
Yeah.
like he revived his career or anything. He was never good.
Yeah, he was never good at
He was
all.
always a bust. So it really is shocking.
No.
He's become like a top half of the league starter.
In all of your fantasy leagues, he's starting on someone's team. And he's producing points on someone's team.
Doesn't make any sense.
Lockett had a bad game. He had the fumble. He had the couple drop catches. There's Geno on the sideline, getting him back in, reeling him in. Real leader of men, Geno Smith.
He is a leader of men.
This is all like icing on the cake.
Mm-hmm.
Like, all of this. So it's like all these guys. It's really fun to see, and like I'm for it. I'll ride with Pete Carroll on this one. I'm all for it.
Yeah.
All right.
That's it. It's an interesting division, though.
Very interesting. They're leading it, correct? Yeah.
They are, yeah.
Leading it by a game over the Niners. Crazy. Absolutely crazy. And next up, they have Cardinals at Bucks. Oh, and then Raiders. I like it. I'm all for it. All right. Also, this is what happens when the Giants don't play a one-score game. They lose.
Yeah, right. If you can't get lucky on the last drive, then
you're not going to win. All right. Let's go. Where am I going next? Oh, the Commanders. All right, take it away.
So I tweeted it on Sunday. I tweeted my apology, and I don't feel like I did it justice. I literally, like a couple weeks ago, I was changing out some of my clothes, like putting the fall, spring clothes under the bed, like busting out some of the warmer stuff. And I picked up my jersey and I said, I have no use for this. I'm putting it under the bed. And since I did that, they went ahead and rattled off 3 wins in a row. So I apologize to the team. My support has not been as strong as it is usually. Obviously, there are reasons for that aren't directly related to the team just being bad, but they were fun yesterday.
They were fun.
Like it was actually a terrible game.
Horrendous.
So I don't. Game. But the ending changed everything. But like watching that game, I was actually a little bit excited for this because I didn't get to watch Heineke last week. They looked horrible for 3 quarters, aside from 1 touchdown drive. But then the end, like he just finds a way. It's like he just hangs around long enough.
I was gonna say you have to like hang around
in this game.
You have to like hang around just in time for him to put like if the second he needs a superhero cape, that's when he's the best.
Yeah.
It's like he can.
Yeah, but
it's
not like it was all him. You have to give.
Oh yeah.
A lot of credit to Terry McLaurin, who had a moment
the
other day.
That
catch that he made over Gilmore and put him up at the 1-yard line was awesome. That was like this is why you paid me moment.
Yeah, and I'm looking at a great picture of it right here, just completely mossing him. And he's from Indianapolis, so
Mhm.
a little homecoming game from him.
He said, "This is my city."
The
After he made that catch, I've never
That's
seen him
pretty
fired
cool.
up like that. It was awesome.
he that you're right. That's why you pay a guy like that, and that's why you get playmakers like that to to help out your quarterback when you have to start a Taylor Heineke.
Mhm.
So the Heineke experience. I know. So I guess it's a dumb question because you guys have been rattling off wins, but you're still for it. You're still for the whole thing, the whole shebang.
Of course.
All right.
I don't want to see Wentz on the field the rest of the season.
Nah, there's no point. There's
I
no
really
point.
don't. I really don't. I mean, like, even if you're just basing it purely off record,
Yeah.
2-0 with Heineke, and
Yep.
then what, 2-4 with Wentz, with some ugly losses. I don't want to see him.
Good.
And you're also like a game out of the playoffs.
Mm-hmm.
The Niners are also 4-4, and I guess they have the tiebreak for some reason, but
Holy
it's
shit.
not out of the question.
I'm looking at it. I did not realize that besides the Niners and the Falcons, and besides the good teams, everyone else has under 4 wins. They're all under. Like,
You can make a playoff case for everyone in the NFC.
the Panthers still have a chance. They're 2-6.
I know.
The Saints aren't out of it.
Saints have a really good chance. They're a game out of their division.
Yeah, it's insane. The NFC South is just an absolute
Travesty.
shit fest.
Absolute travesty. But I think I've graduated from the let's just tank. Obviously, like, that might be better for the future of the team, but Chase Young is coming back to practice tomorrow.
Nice.
They have the Vikings this week. They're only 3-point underdogs.
It's big.
I'm just saying, like,
big.
if you can find a way to win this game on Sunday, that would do
Make some
incredible
noise.
things. Yeah, it would seriously make some noise.
So, William Jackson traded the Steelers. You guys were gonna cut him beforehand. So
He was getting benched, yeah.
You're just gonna get some draft.
Just a disaster of a signing.
Yeah, but at least I guess you get out of the contract instead of cutting them.
Yep.
And you get a 6th instead of a 7th. So
Right, we'll take it.
get the job
And that
done.
money gets freed up, so
Yeah.
Pittsburgh
All right.
taking him.
Next up, oh no, you're up again. Oh, the Bengals. The Bengals
I don't know
and
what
the
happened. I have
Browns.
nothing to say about this game. They just laid an egg.
Absolute egg.
I
They,
mean, on prime time against your division rival to come out and play like that, disgusting.
They're
It's
worrisome. Joe Burrow sacked 5 times. Like, just truly disgusting. I think they need to be in timeout for a little bit. Let's check back it. Like, they have the Panthers and the Steelers and the Titans coming up next.
Uh-huh.
I think they're in timeout until they're all of November. They're in timeout.
I agree.
We just don't talk about them.
They have a bye week in there too, which is nice.
Oh yeah,
We're gonna
that's
have to
good.
talk about them because they play in their Sunday night game against the Steelers.
What?
Game in
No.
November.
That is
November 20th.
terrible. Why is it Sunday night?
I don't know.
There's been this has been historically terrible primetime games.
I know.
This year
it's
has
shockingly bad.
had really, really horrible ones.
And I feel like we complain about primetime a lot, but this year, I mean,
This year has never been.
have we had a single good game?
No, not that.
I mean,
not
the
one that.
Bears Commanders was like the closest one.
Yeah, there hasn't been like a memorable game yet. God.
Raiders Chiefs on Monday night was memorable.
Oh yeah, yeah. I think that's it.
Yeah, the Ravens Bengals, I guess, was a solid game.
Eh.
It wasn't anything special, but
They scored 17 and 19. I don't think that can be qualified as a great game.
I didn't say it was great.
No,
It
that's
was
true. All right,
alright.
that's fair.
It was better than what we're used to.
Yeah, we had the Eagles
It's to the
Vikings.
point where like I'll be like doing homework and I'll be ready to put the football game on, and then I'll be like, well, there's no point.
No, I sacrificed the Sunday night football game to like study and do homework.
I know.
I have
would
to.
never.
Yeah, but it's worth it. It's worth the price.
Yeah, it's embarrassing.
Especially, this best call that you made all season long was saying the Panthers Falcons should be Sunday Night Football.
Right?
That was 1,000%
That
the
game
right
was
call.
nuts.
It was electric. Absolutely electric game.
Yeah. I mean,
Would have been
these
way better
NFC
than
South
Sunday night.
teams, like the ones we expected to be good, are terrible. And I mean, I guess the other two aren't very good, but at least they're fun.
They are fun. I think the Saints
the
are a little fun
Falcons.
too.
They might be.
I don't know why I still have hope for them.
I
All
guess
right,
they're a game out of the division, and they have the tiebreaker.
that's true. All right. Last one I had, Titans, Texans. Didn't expect Malik. This was
that was a quick change at the end of the week.
very quick. They just kind of snuck it in there right on Saturday.
It's like,
pretty
oh,
much.
by the way, Malik Willis is starting. Like, what?
Yeah, that didn't mess up anyone's betting, but they covered
It didn't.
anyways. No, it didn't. They just didn't want Malik Willis to throw. They didn't need Malik Willis to throw. I started him in fantasy. Had to be done. The upside had to be there.
What did he get you, like 0?
He got me like, I don't know, 2, 1.
Looking at the box score, he couldn't have gotten you more than 2.
Yeah, there's probably no way. I think it was like 1.7. Oh, right. Let me check. 1.4.
Yeah, nice.
Very nice.
But this Texans team, I mean, it wasn't even like the fourth quarter this time. It was just the whole game.
No, yeah.
I'm worried about Davis.
I'm worried about Davis too. It's a fall. I guess I was gonna say fall from grace, but his grace was like that he was an average rookie.
Right, there was never actually any grace.
No.
It's just like he's a little bit better than we expected him to be, and we expect him to be absolute dog crap. So.
Yeah, I think he's kind of regressing back to the mean a little bit, and it makes me sad.
I think he's probably pretty bad.
Yeah, like there was talks. Oh, they could still be bad and not have to pick a quarterback this year.
Yeah, I think we're past that.
Yeah,
point.
I think we're definitely past that.
Poor guy.
Yeah, I mean he had his time to not really either. Not his time to shine. Nothing. He was just kind of average and now below average.
Well, he got a fair shot.
That's true. That's all you can ask for.
They have like competent weapons. They have a good running back. I think the line is probably atrocious, but
and they have. Never mind. I was gonna say I was gonna name someone on the defense, but the best I